what are the components that would have been familiar to a reader in the ancient Near East that are just not clear to us? And we see it in Genesis 1, but maybe the nuances are just lost on us.
Yes. Well, I already talked about rest as being one of them. Um, the the distinction maybe is important to highlight just for a moment. In Genesis, it says that God rested, Shabbat, ceased his work. It doesn't specify that he took up his rest, although that's specified very clearly in Exodus 20, verses 8 through 11, as it looks back on Genesis and other places in Scripture as well. So we get this idea that God is taking up his rest. So that's one of the things that we don't get, because when we think of rest, we think of disengagement and relaxation. Okay? When gods in the ancient world, God in the Bible, rest in a temple, that is not disengagement. That is engagement, because they don't rest in a bed or on a recliner or in a couch of some sort. They rest on their throne. And therefore, it is engagement, not disengagement. It is not relaxation, it is ruling. Now, that's essential to understanding the Genesis text. This is about God's rule, God's engagement. And we say, well, so he rested on the seventh day. What did he do on the eighth day? Missed the point. He sat down on his throne to rule, and he continues to rule. And Jesus says this, my Father is still doing that today, God's rule. And so we miss that very important cultural element that defines the theology of the passage. And that leads us to understand that if we talk about the 6 days of creation, we've left out the most important part, where God takes up his rule. So that's one of the things.